Okay, this is the New York live trading session. Let's see what's been going on in the chat. Not to waste your time, first let's look into the trade that we took, that we called for early this morning. In fact, we admit that we made a very wrong decision, and now we are trying to make some damage control. Sterling pounds against the American dollar, we took a trade, taking the very wrong decision at a very wrong time. In fact, in the daily time frame, price is obviously making some pullbacks. In the 4 hours time frame, we saw a channel formation. The mistake that we didn't really get the pattern right there. We were trying to connect this. I think that was what Hector did, connecting that, and we got that pattern really wrong. This is supposed to be the actual pattern formation. It is a fresh channel formation. That's it. Fresh channel formation, confirmation to the downside, 2 bounces right here. That's a confirmation for this level as a strong level of support, and this one here as the first bounce, possibly a second bounce will be coming up somewhere around in the air. Whenever you're trying to anticipate a channel, you want to see at least 2 bounces on one line. Okay, so there are 2 bounces that we were actually looking at initially, that brought this error in this trade was this one here. We're looking at these 2 bounces, this one here and this one here, and actually we were struggling with that channel. But at any rate, we are sure price is going to be in a channel, and this is the upper boundary of that channel. This trade is a wrong trade in the middle of nowhere right there. Not a trade that we want to even keep for that long. Once that trade is sitting at a break-even position, it will be closed out as soon as possible. For now, the sterling pounds against the American dollar, it is not really a very far deal. It is easy for price to just swing around in here, and we will close that trade out. So this is the next level of support in the 4 hours time frame. That's those 2 bounces. That level should be hit any moment soon, or if we get a pullback, we are going to close that trade out completely. Okay, so it's a bad trade, a really bad trade. It's not a trade we will want to hold for that long. Okay, all right, so that is it. Sterling pounds against the American dollar, nothing much. In the 1 hour time frame, price actually made a little pullback after that much hesitation. We were following this, looking to trade the London open breakout strategy. That was the sideways Tokyo range to the downside. We actually got a fake breakout to the upside. Even to the downside, there was no breakout pullback continuation pattern for us to get an entry in the 15 minutes time frame, which is the trigger chart. So no entry was given on that London breakout. Price just cruised to the downside. Actually, price is heading to hit the lower boundary of this channel leg. Like I said, if we get any pullback to that area, this trade will be closed out. All right, so it's just one trade for today. Let's quickly look into other pairs. The sterling pounds against the Swiss franc, another trade that we missed because we were involved in the American dollar against the the sterling pounds against the American dollar. This is a nice market flow setup. That was the previous swing low, the breakout, the pullback, and the continuation move. Although in my discussion with Hector, the entry was happening just around the round number, so we wouldn't have even taken this trade, but it was a nicer one for those of you who took the trade. The sterling pounds against the Swiss franc is still bearish, and in the in my earlier review, I talked about this is the possible level that this price is that this pair is coming to hit, the 1.2856 area. That is the possible level that price might be looking to hit before it bounce to the upside. So it is still very bearish, so keep searching for shorter opportunities. Alright, so in the daily time frame of the sterling pound against the Swiss franc, price has made that pullback to retest former levels of support, now acting as resistance. For tomorrow, we might see price making some nice pushes to the downside towards that level that I was talking about. So this pair is absolutely bearish. The sterling pound is weak for now, so let's see if we can find an entry with this breakout pullback here. Even in the 1 hour time frame, we might be looking to trade the market flow setup. If this is a congestion there, then tomorrow we'll be looking for that breakout pullback, continuation move. Directional buyers is to the downside. Alright, let's take on another pair. Let's just quickly look into another pair. The euro against the sterling pound now heading towards resistance zone in the daily time frame. Let me delete this one. Okay, it's now heading towards resistance zone. This is resistance area. You should not be hitting on your buy button against that level of resistance. This pair is ranging in the daily time frame, so it is almost at that key level of resistance, and we'll have our eyes there waiting for possible bounces or even fake breakouts. The 1 hour time frame was quite mixed, very mixed price behavior here, but the trend line has been holding very firmly. This trend line has been holding. Price is now approaching the daily level of resistance. You need to wait in order to see the type of reaction we will get there. The euro against the Canadian dollar, well, this is something we are following right now. Let me take out these lines. The Canadian dollar news announcement came out. I think that's over. In the 1 hour time frame, we have this trend line for the euro against the Canadian dollar broken now down solidly. This is a nice trend collapse setup, okay, in the 1 hour time frame. So we are waiting for that pullback, a bounce pattern, that for us to take a short entry in the euro against the Canadian dollar. This is a valid setup, so we will be interested if we get the right the correct entry for this trade. So this is the setup that we are following right now. We are going to keep following this setup for now. How about the euro against the American dollar in the 1 hour time frame? Well, you can see that channel formation. Be careful going short. This channel formation is a hint that it is this pair is not bearish yet. The price still has the potential to push to the upside. So you can see that channel in the 1 hour time frame. This type of price behavior usually signal a push to the upside. So be careful going short with the euro against the American dollar. Although there is no valid setup for us yet, we are still following to see if we can find something tradable. Still arranging the 4 hours time frame. Let me look at this. If there is any similarity. Okay, so the euro against the Japanese yen mix here. This is really mixed. There is just nothing to trade here. Avoid that one. Euro against the Swiss franc also mixed. There is nothing to trade. New Zealand dollar against the American dollar. Price is bouncing off the lower channel leg. See that channel leg? Still mixed. Nothing to trade within that range. Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar. Pullback still happening. we'll be watching this level. That's the level we are watching to see if we can get any hint, any reversal hint around that area. Will be a valid setup to go short. Okay, so the bulls are still there, trying to push price to the upside. American dollar against the Swiss franc. We are waiting somewhere here. We've said that before. So let price push to that level. That is where we'll be looking for short entries. This is a weak trend line. Let's keep this one. Delete this one. Lots of confusion here. Lots of market confusion. Avoid the trading there. American dollar against the Japanese yen. This is lots of rejection of here. Let's see. Okay. American dollar against the Japanese yen. Heavy rejection with this pair. Let's see what's going to happen by the end of today. Mark this area as support. Okay, price is still in the middle of nowhere. Don't trade anything here. There is nothing valid there. Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. Now we can keep let's even see this counter trend line first. Let's see a counter trend line here. That counter trend line. Okay, it's not been respected, so we can keep this one. Okay, what again? Nothing else. Okay, I avoid the trading there as well. The Australian dollar against the American dollar. We are seeing a congestion day. Let's wait for the breakout. The New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. It is hard to find a perfect mint setup. Where to keep this level? Just nowhere. Let's see if we can find a trend formation. Yes, that's what has been bouncing price. This held price around that level, so let's keep that line there. 4 hours, nothing. 1 hour time frame. Also avoid this. The sterling pound against the Canadian dollar. Nice breakout from a congested area. This is a nice breakout from this congested area. So let's wait. We already have this a valid setup. Let's wait and see if we can get a pullback to go short. Definitely not today. The average true range for today is made. So this is for tomorrow. The sterling pound against the Canadian dollar. This setup is for tomorrow, not today. Euro against the New Zealand dollar. Trading within the channel. Okay, let's keep this line. Just too much. Just a range. Let's keep this low here. Okay, not a market for us. The euro against Australian dollar, daily level of resistance. I think we have something coming up for a nice high quality setup so far that we have seen in recent times. The euro against Australian dollar, this is a candle we need to watch. We have something coming up for us. Okay, this is a standard setup, a standard high quality setup. We hope it's going to close just the way we want it to close. So keep this on your radar, the euro against the Australian dollar for today. It's a part-time trade. Just keep that. Let's hope we are going to get a better entry with that one. Nothing to trade on the intraday time frame. Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. No, don't go short, please. Don't go short with this. The average true range for this pair is almost made. Besides, we are expecting pullback to that zone to look for short entries. Don't go short with that one. The American dollar against the Canadian dollar. Some hesitation ahead of the daily level of resistance. Again, nothing to trade there. I wouldn't want to waste your time. Let's just scan all of these pairs. The Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. This is another nice bounce happening right there. And you see that? We are going to keep that for the part-time traders. Let's see what's going on here. The weekly time frame. We are trading below the weekly level of former support. Well, this is still bullish, looking absolutely bullish. Let's wait for the close and we will decide on what to do. So we have two of those part-time setups coming up. Two of them. New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc. Anything here to follow? Nothing really. Don't trade a trend collapse or setup here. Let's remove this level. Okay, keep it here. 1 hour time frame. This should be there. This one here is already broken. Keep it there. Okay, nothing to trade. Sterling pounds against the New Zealand dollar. A weak sterling pounds. Let's take out this. Still bearish, but not for today. The average true range is done. New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Bullish, but trading against resistance level. And very bad price behavior. Yes, we talked about euro against Australian dollar already. New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Very bad price behavior. Okay, sterling pounds against Australian dollar. Weak sterling pounds. Key level of support here. Okay, nothing to trade here. Don't waste your time. Australian dollar against the Swiss franc. It seems this is a good place to look for buy entries. I have been looking at this for some time now. Support there, support there. That's the range traders approach. Well, let's just hold on. The 1 hour time frame is not really looking good. This is a level of resistance there. Okay, and to this low as support. And nothing to trade here. The Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. Support broken. Support level has been broken. So let's wait and see if we will get continuation on that breakout. Sterling pounds against the Japanese yen. The sterling pound is quite weak, but we are looking to go long somewhere around in here for the sterling pound against the Japanese yen any moment soon. In fact, let's see. Broken trend line. Broken trend line. That's going to be an obstacle to that trade. Okay, it's going to be an obstacle. No going long. That's a trend line right there that has been broken. If you go long here, you'll be trading against that level as resistance. Okay, so it's trapped between support and resistance. Let's price move away. The sterling pound against the Japanese yen is actually in an expanding triangle. So this is support right here. Just like we are finding the sterling pounds against the American dollar in a possible channel formation. No continuation move here. There is no sign to go long, so don't click on your buy button yet. Okay, nothing. That's basically it. So we are looking at where is that? Let me see, what's that? The euro against Australian dollar. That's where we have one setup to follow. Let's see. Where is that? Okay, the euro against Australian dollar, the daily time frame. That's what we are watching. We're waiting for that to close. And then the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. We are also watching that around that key level of support. Okay, so those are the two that we are following for now. Nothing else. Sterling pounds against the American dollar. We are expecting price to make a possible bounce. If not today, then tomorrow, around that area, for us to get out of that bad trade. Okay. Thanks for watching. Just one trade running now. We will wait for better trading opportunities to develop before we want to take another trade. If you have questions, contributions, feel absolutely free to post them. Send them to us through the live chat window, and we will discuss there together. Once again, thanks. We'll be talking again before the market close. Bye bye.